right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Tonight, a hospital closes its doors, opening up problems from within.
It's a hot mess what's happening right now.
The call for action to get Homer G. Phillips off life support.
Quick hitting rain tonight. Showers and some rumbles of thunder moving through the area quickly. What, if any, impact that has on your morning commute?
Our top story just hours before state and local leaders face off in court over picking the next St. Louis County prosecutor. The candidates for the job come face to face. Within just the last 45 minutes, the St. Louis County Council voted not to recommend the county executive's choice. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. Tomorrow, a judge is expected to weigh in on who gets to make the pick. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon is live in Clayton tonight with the new developments in this legal battle. Brent.
Well, Mike, Kelly, if the judge decides that the county executive has the power to determine the next county prosecutor, county council would have to sign off on that recommendation. Well, tonight, after hearing from both of the candidates, council decided it would not support Sam Page's choice, Court Van Osteren. You can call it a campaign to secure the seat.
I believe that it is important as the prosecuting attorney to have a thorough and good working relationship with every member of this council.
I've had 35 plus felony jury trials in which I was the lead counsel and handled every single area of that trial.
Attorney versus attorney vying to be the next St. Louis County prosecutor, replacing Congressman-elect Wesley Bell, Court Van Osteren and Melissa Price Smith touting their resumes.
I've been an assistant prosecuting attorney for 20 years. I have handled nearly every type of case, from gun cases, guns, drugs, property damage, burglaries, robberies, sexual assault, homicide, child molestation, rapes, only to name a few.
As an assistant United States attorney, I prosecuted a wide variety of offenses, including some drug offenses, firearms offenses, but I was chiefly a white-collar crimes prosecutor.
So I promise you, sir, in St. Louis, especially in North County, we're not dealing with white-collar crimes. We're definitely dealing with those violent crimes.
And getting feedback from council members.
It's been rumored that if the right person is not picked for this position, that there could be a possibility of about 50% of the staff leaving.
Smith says she works in the office, so she knows the staff and therefore the needs, such as restoring the department's violent crimes unit. Van Osteren says he's already met with staff and will come in as a listener to get the job done. Council members did not say in open session why they voted the way they did. I can tell you that every council member was there except Kelly Dunway. By the way, the county executive's choice told council he already quit his job as a federal prosecutor to assume this role. Congressman-elect Wesley Bell will be sworn in come January 3rd. Live in St. Louis County tonight, Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
And also developing out of the county council, Chairwoman Shalonda Webb says the county is facing challenges with the budget. This comes as County Executive Sam Page is pressuring the council to pass a budget soon, saying without one, the county will have to stop in-person applications for the senior property tax freeze. Webb says preliminary projections show a budget deficit of almost $38 million. The reason? Higher than expected costs for public safety, health care, and infrastructure. Webb says this could impact community programs and services, saying, quote, there are no easy answers to these problems. We had to make difficult decisions this year, and we will have even more painful ones to make next year. After a beautiful, warm December day, Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joins us now with that weather impact forecast.
Yeah, Scott, you were tracking a few rain showers and a little rumble of thunder moving in overnight.
Yeah, we've had some rumbles of thunder even around the metro area here during the last couple of hours. And one thing to notice, though, as we look at the radar, your weather impact radar, yes, you see a couple of flashes in there, some cloud to ground lighting, but everything is moving very quickly. So even though it pours, it only pours for maybe 10 minutes or so. Right in Cahokia, we've had about 1/10 of an inch of rain over the last hour and a half, even though you've had a couple of rounds of showers rolling through. There's still a few more developing back to the west. Here's that first little area as it goes into O'Fallon up to Troy, approaching Highland right now, and it's also moving in towards the Belleville area, right into downtown Belleville, as this is sliding on through now. Again, it's about 5 minutes or so where it rains really hard, and you pick up a few hundredths, get some ponding on the roads, maybe 55 here going south between Arnold and Festus, but then it kind of moves on. That's looking over at Busch Stadium towards Poplar Street Bridge right now. These showers and thunderstorms, they'll be scattered around until about 4 o'clock. It's a bit cooler for Wednesday, but the true cold doesn't arrive until Friday. We'll see how long it stays and talk about more opportunities for rain in a few minutes, Mike.
All right, Scott. Tonight, Homer G. Phillips Memorial Hospital is closed after opening its doors less than a year ago.
Hours ago, the North St. Louis Medical Facility announced, quote, it is temporarily suspending operations due to a blood shortage. 5 on your side's Robert Townsend has more on the closure that is raising doubt for at least one city leader.
Kelly and Mike, officials at Homer G. Phillips Memorial insist a lack of blood supply is the reason why they closed their doors today and furloughed most employees. But Alderman Rasheen Aldridge believes a lack of pay to workers is the real issue. Tuesday morning, Homer G. Phillips Memorial Hospital on North Jefferson opened as usual to the public. But by late this afternoon, the small hospital north of downtown St. Louis abruptly and temporarily shut down.
It's a little disappointing for a lot of reasons.
A spokesperson for the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services confirms the hospital does not have a reliable blood supply. The hospital's board of directors says it has temporarily suspended operations until that supply can be secured. Meantime, a majority of hospital staff will be furloughed.
It's a hot mess what's happening right now over at that hospital. I don't believe the hospital is closing due to blood shortages.
Homer G. Phillips Memorial is in Alderman Rasheen Aldridge's 14th ward. He says multiple hospital employees are now furious because they have not been paid.
They worked their 2 weeks shift and they did not get paid this past Friday, and they still have not received their paycheck.
In a December 12th email to employees obtained by 5 on Your Side, Mark Vincent, the hospital's chief financial officer, acknowledged the pay issue and said hospital leaders believe it could be resolved by this week, days before Christmas.
This isn't how you operate a hospital. North St. Louis deserves better. It's the holiday time, and at the end of the day, nobody should have to question if they're going to be able to have a nice Christmas.
The hospital is working with several suppliers to address the blood shortage. A note on its main entrance door advised anyone in need of their medical records to call the hospital.
Right now, St. Louis police are looking for a man accused of kidnapping a woman from Topgolf in Midtown. Police say Dallas Hill forcefully took the woman from the business at gunpoint last week. And according to investigators, he also pointed the gun at others during the incident. The woman, who is the mother of Hill's child, was later dropped off at her home. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number, 866-371-TIPS.
We have an update tonight on a double shooting in Webster Groves that we brought to you as breaking news last night. The shooting happened near Ivory Crockett Park just after 8 p.m. Police say one person was treated and released from the hospital. The other still in the hospital tonight. Investigators say the two knew each other. No word on any suspects or what led to the gunfire.
A jury found a man guilty of killing St. Louis native and Cash App founder Bob Lee. Lee was stabbed to death in San Francisco last year. Nima Momeni now faces 16 years to life in prison for the crime. Lee's family says these have been the most difficult weeks of their lives.
This has been an extremely hard process to be able to try and get through and to just live through, right? We're happy this part's over, right? And we're happy it's a guilty verdict.
Lee graduated from Lindbergh High School in 1998.
Tonight, we are working to learn more after Maryland Heights police say they found skeletal remains near Creve Coeur Lake. The remains were discovered around Mallard Creek this afternoon. Police are investigating this as a suspicious death. They have not released any other details. Police are investigating an early morning shooting in East St. Louis that shut down a highway. Illinois State Police say the victim was driving on Route 3 when someone shot at their car. The victim was able to make it all the way to City Hall in East St. Louis, where he was taken to a local hospital. One council member says more needs to be done to stop crime on the highways.
I know that the highway department, I know that they do have cameras in certain areas, and we just need to start looking at them more, and maybe possibly placing some more cameras in some of these places on the highway, to try to stop some of these things from happening.
Investigators have not released the name or condition of the victim. Illinois State Police are asking anyone with information to call 618-402-5979, or you can email them isp.crimetips@illinois.gov.
New tonight, a massive fire destroyed a cardboard recycling facility in Salem, Missouri. Firefighters also say the fire destroyed hundreds of toys collected in a toy drive. Those toys were supposed to go to about 500 local families. Right now, the city's Chamber of Commerce is asking people to donate anything to help support the facility's employees.
A dilemma for St. Louis daycare operators.
I can. I'd love to do 10,000.
The city inspector visits, prompting a federal investigation.
They'll find anything and anything to close your daycare.
We're doing a closer inspection on some of these storms tonight. The changes coming over the next few days that will make it feel more like December.
New tonight, a second building division inspector is on leave in the city of St. Louis.
We're about to show you video of that inspector on a daycare ring camera asking for charitable donations while on an official city visit. Our political editor Mark Maxwell is here tonight with new details behind what led up to this investigation.
When a building inspector knocks on your door, property owners in St. Louis know it carries a lot of weight. They wear a badge, they can condemn your building, hit you with costly fines or violations, and potentially even shut down your business. Now, it's important to note this particular building inspector has not been charged with a crime, so we're making the choice to conceal his identity for now. But when Mayor Jones heard the news that he was showing up under the guise of performing inspections and asking daycare owners for contributions to a nonprofit charity, that's when she wrote a letter to the FBI and the Missouri State Auditor asking them to come in and investigate her own building division.
When a St. Louis building division inspector walked up to this daycare in April of 2022.
I've always done what they've asked me to do so that I would not have problems.
He didn't know the director had set up a second camera inside her office.
When I answered the door, he said that he was out for an inspection. I'm like, I never got an email. So he was like, yeah, we're coming out to do inspections. And he had a folder in his hand.
LaDonna Smith runs the Little Precious Angels Child Care Center.
He looked around and he asked me, could he go to my office? I said, sure. So we went up to my office. He handed me the folder. It had one piece of paper.
That's when Smith's camera captures this interaction.
Can you write a check?
The inspector asks Smith to donate to a fundraiser for charity. She asks how much.
If I can, I'd love to do 10,000. But I get a lot of daycares that give. Oh my God. I had a lady write me a check yesterday for over 500. So if you can write me a few.
Okay.
Like one lady wrote me a $2,000 check.
I'm trying to expand my daycare. I don't have the money for this. He said, can you do 1,000? I said, I only have 500. He said, okay, let's do 500 then. I said, I don't give cash. I will write a check because I need to have proof of where my money goes. And I'm going to write it from my business account. He said, that's fine.
Sunshine requests of the inspector's government emails reveal he successfully solicited donations from at least 12 other daycare facilities that year and a receipt thanking Smith for her donation to the nonprofit.
What are you feeling in this moment?
I just want to get this man out of my office. I don't want any problems. I knew what he did to my cousin.
He had already shut your cousin's business down?
Yes.
Dennis Douglas, who used to run a daycare here, said the same inspector approached him and made a similar request seeking charitable donations.
He had an ID or a badge on that said, the building division that had his name on it.
While he was asking you for money?
Correct, while he was asking me for money. At the end of the day, he's a city official asking me, a new child care provider, for for money.
Did you end up giving him money?
No, I didn't give him any money.
And what happened after that?
And so after that, I received he would start popping up to my daycare like random. I know I had received a list of violations that needed to be cured and correct. I feel like he purposely impeded the success of my business.
A third business owner, Sasha Maracala, owns another building with a daycare facility inside and recounted her interactions with the same inspector.
A lot of people here are scared of retaliation. A lot of people are afraid to come out because what they do is they use their business, and if you don't either give them money for their donation, they'll shut you down. They'll find anything and anything to close your daycare down or condemn your building.
What happened when Smith wrote that check?
Not only did he take it, he never did an inspection, but he sent us an inspection report.
Saying?
We passed inspection.
Go to sleep, pretty babe.
I think he should be gone because he's made it so hard for child care providers. We shouldn't have to go through this.
At City Hall, Mayor Tashara Jones is taking the unusual step of asking the state and federal governments to step in. She wants an investigation after a series of reports detailed allegations of corruption and conflicts of interest, putting building owners out of business or leaving them with costly bills they can't afford.
One of the employees has since resigned and the other has been put on forced leave.
Property owners in the city tell us that they're afraid or intimidated of your building division. You said just last week that the city's success hinges on the future of our population growth. How do you convince people to buy here, to move here, and most importantly, to stay here if they're worried the city might treat them this way?
Well, the suspension of the Stable Communities STL program and this issue that we've discovered in the building division are two separate issues. We discovered that some building inspectors have had less than favorable interactions with some of our not employees, but people in the community that they're responsible for doing inspections on. And once we discovered those, with their behavior, they were dealt with immediately.
The city inspector has been placed on paid leave pending the results of this investigation. Email records we obtained showed he spent a lot of government time and resources raising nonprofit donations for the Special Education Foundation and its charity golf tournament. That nonprofit's director confirmed the inspector's involvement, but said those funds, roughly $12,000, were merely a fraction of their overall fundraising. In St. Louis, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell again with the weather impact forecast. And what's going on tonight, Scott?
Well, you know, Kelly, for your commute, it's going to be wet. So, you know, but most people aren't commuting at this hour. There's a few cars out there. That's a good thing. This rain, you know, held off until about 8, 9 o'clock tonight when it started rolling in. That's a look over at Interstate 64 as you're looking at O'Fallon. That is your eastbound traffic. Headlights coming your way. And yes, it's rain. We get some heavy rain, some brief downpours. You pick up between 0.05 and 1/10 of an inch of rain, and then that one moves on. So that's what we've seen so far. You can see a larger area of rain developing farther to the south. In fact, some stronger storms developing now northwest portions of Arkansas back into Oklahoma. Let's focus on us. We've seen one round of showers and some rumbles of thunder slide through. There are a few more areas we're tracking out to the west. One's coming into St. Charles County right now, just off to the northwest of New Meli. You have another one here that's working its way towards Valley Mines. You look around the metro area, that first batch pretty much sliding into the metro east right now. And again, we've had some pockets in here with some heavier rain. Belleville, you're getting yet another pretty quick shower that's a little heavier down towards Columbia too. You've had some of that rain just north of Waterloo, but the heaviest rain has stayed north of Waterloo. You may get in on some more of this out to the west here as these showers and some rumbles of thunder slide off to the east. No indication that any of this has been all that strong other than producing some downpours. The waves of these showers, they'll push on through here overnight. The main area will be down to the south and southeast of St. Louis during the wee hours tomorrow morning. And we do expect to see mainly cloudy skies early on, but then during the day it becomes partly cloudy. Slightly cooler tomorrow. Temperatures back off by about 10 degrees from where we've been the last couple of days. We're down to 47 right now. That's probably about where we'll end up for the high tomorrow. So far at Lambert, 0.07 of an inch of rain through the top of this hour. Upper 30s to around 40 for your overnight low temperatures tonight in St. Louis. We push into tomorrow morning out the door. Temperatures are in the 40s, clouds dry, wind chills in the mid 30s. So what's the weather impact here? Well, you know, our temperatures are trending colder as we head towards the end of the week. There's another front coming in Thursday night. Gusty winds with that heading into Friday morning. It will be time to grab the layers and the gloves and all of that. It's because of this system out to the west that's just pushing into the Pacific coast right now. It brings a cold front through here Thursday night, and by Friday morning, those gusty winds have dropped us into the 20s or to around 30, and we don't get out of the 30s on Friday. We'll stay in the 30s for highs on Saturday and Sunday. What we don't see after tonight is much of a chance for rain, even going in towards Christmas. We think Christmas Eve we will have some scattered showers around, but it's not a huge chance for a bunch of rain. And look at your temperatures. They start to warm up again after Monday morning, after we climb above freezing Monday morning. All of next week, we may stay above freezing. I mean, not even getting it below freezing at night.
So too warm for any chance of snow.
Absolutely.
Such a bummer.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
All right.
For some.
Yeah, for sure.
Scott, thanks. Frank is here with sports.
Mike, not a good night for the Blues. Another battle for Kelly Chase, and a St. Louis soccer legend has retired. We'll be right back.
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by Kelly Tire and Auto Centers, driving your way since 1942.
There is no real reason to beat up on the Blues tonight. New Jersey pays their players too. In fact, heading into this Tuesday night tilt, only 3 teams in the league had more points than the Devils.
For the Devils! The Devils!
David Putty loved his Devils. The Blues did not. Anže Palat with a cannon. It's almost like Jordan Binnington got hit with a .44 Magnum. Second period now. Devils on the power play. They just get too many whacks at it. Stefan Nason will get the goal. 2-0 Devils. With 9:30 to play, the Blues actually pulled their goalie, and Jordan Kyrou has now scored in 5 consecutive games. But this one in the third was not enough. Devils win 4-1.
I thought our first 15 minutes, I thought it was pretty good. I thought our intensity was there. I thought we were a little bit faster than they were. They scored that goal, and then the air came out of the balloon, and we made it easy to be checked. Jersey did a great job of checking. Their habits and details were superior to ours.
There really isn't a more beloved Blue than Kelly Chase. Brett Hall may have scored 724 more goals, but Chase was the fighter that protected Brett and others, and his charity work in St. Louis has been off the charts. There is nothing he won't do to help others. Maybe it's time for St. Louis to say a prayer and help Kelly. The leukemia is back for the second time this year. He will have a bone marrow transplant on Thursday. The donor is his brother Kyle. Kelly is well aware of how brutal this process is, but he sounds ready.
The chemo is tough this time. The doctor explained it to me. He said, if you thought you were in rough shape last time, this is an atomic bomb compared to that. So obviously that's a little different, but hey, this is supposed to be the fix. So we'll get some more chemo here for the next few days and then do the transplant on the 19th.
Dennis Gates and the Mizzou Tigers will be here on Sunday because at high noon it's the bragging rights game. But first, the Tigers had to beat Jacksonville State. The Gamecocks have played 44 games against SEC teams, and they have 1 victory. Coach Gates is still one of the few coaches wearing a nice suit. He's a classy man. Have you ever heard of Jacob Cruz? Me neither. Mizzou is his 4th school, and he won the game tonight. Mizzou trailed for a big chunk of this contest. He came in averaging 3 points a game. Tonight he was Klay Thompson. He had 19. And Mizzou has their first 10-game winning streak in 10 years. The final, 83-72. Last night at the Jack Buck Awards at the Downtown Missouri Athletic Club, there were enough sports stars on hand for me to tape 3 Sports Pluses. Over the last few days, we've shown almost all of them to you. So they had about 400 people on hand. Brady Cook did receive the award for top amateur athlete. And in that crowd were his parents, Jim and Amy, who've lived a lot of life over the last 5 years watching Brady. And they know that bowl game will be his last as a Tiger.
I know. I've been thinking about that a little bit this week. Last time suiting up as a Tiger, last time me get on my black and gold for the day. So I don't know. I might get teary-eyed on that one. Yeah, that's.
How about it, Jim? Just going to be a really proud moment. I don't know. Yeah, so just very excited for him, and I'm just going to take it all in.
An awesome family. Arguably the best female soccer player ever from St. Louis, Becky Sauerbrunn, is retiring. The pride of Ladue High School has called it quits after 16 years. A gold medal at the Olympics, 2 more at the World Cup, and one of the best defenders in history. What in the world are Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka doing in a golf cart together in the dark? They're playing in the showdown, PGA versus LIV, 54 degrees in Las Vegas, and they were getting beat by Rory McIlroy and Scottie Scheffler, who had shots like that. And Rory was making putts all night long. The PGA beat the LIV Tour, and there were $10 million at stake tonight. Yeah, those guys need the money.
Yeah, they sure
They're
do.
struggling.
Yeah, I really feel bad for them.
Right.
Thanks,
All
Frank.
right. Decking the halls and the streets, the Illinois display driving up holiday spirit.
And we still have nearly 200 Little Wishes to grant. 5 on your side and the Foster and Adoptive Care Coalition are collecting holiday gifts for children impacted by foster care. The deadline is this Friday. It's coming up. For more information, just go to ksdk.com/Little Wishes. St. Francis County first responders got into the season of giving today. They paired up with more than 500 kids for a holiday shopping spree. Each child got a $125 gift card to buy whatever they wanted.
And neighbors in an Illinois town are showing off their holiday spirit all the way down the block. More than 30 homeowners in Atwood set up 12-foot tall inflatable Santas on their front lawns. A neighborhood girl got the idea of the jolly display from TikTok.
And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5+.
Be sure to start your day with Today in St. Louis at 4 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.